Okay, now that we ran through a basic, we just pushed a bunch of buttons. We were just looking at everything on Reason, difference between the browser, the difference between the mixer, and if you haven't watched the first video, the introduction video, go to that one. This is the second in a series of I don't know how many. So this is part two. For part one, it just showed me clicking buttons, opening things, getting a basic understanding of it. Just follow me. I'm gonna make some mistakes. I'm not perfect with this. There's some things I need a refresher on. I need to learn in general. So we're gonna do it together. But if you go through the first video, you would have seen that hey, I introduced you to everything. Okay. So Reason can be intimidating. Okay. There's a lot of buttons. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of storage. After all the years I've done it, over the amount of time and experience and the money I've spent, I still feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So the good thing about this recording is that I feel as though I'll be able to walk you through it while walking myself through it and be able to go back and kind of correct certain things. So it's okay. If I don't click, say the right thing the right way, we'll figure it out together. Okay, one step at a time. Watch the first video, it's like 10 minutes. This one, I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to try to keep it 10, 15. Okay, because people lose their patience after a certain amount of time. So you got the mixer, the rack, right? You got the sequencer. Okay, so let me close everything. The browser. So I'm gonna go because we don't really know where we are at this point, but we know we want to make a beat. Okay, so let's just get into the basics of making a beat. Now that I gave you the basic walkthrough. So how do you get into that? Okay, so first thing you got to do is find the right window that looks good for you, right? What do you feel comfortable with? This is the best part where you can see what the actual instrumentation has recorded. So I'm going to shrink this a little bit so I can see more. It's up to like 27, right? That's good enough because I try to create small pieces at a time. So I don't know what the hell I'm about to do, but I do know I'm about to do something. So again, I just want to keep you refreshed. The mixer, right? This is one thing, it's one whole area, and we can detach this window and show it separately. I like to do that. I have multiple screens. I would highly recommend you get 2 or 3 screens because the general outline is like 3 screens, right? But you can just have one and just be better than me, right? So right, the mixer is here. The rack, I usually start with the rack, okay? But I'm not because of a video I did recently, something I've seen while I was teaching you guys in the first one. I was like, let me try this. I never tried that before, so I'm gonna try something different. Out of one of these clickers in the browser, I'm just gonna start based off an instrument, because when you're creative, there's no real way to work. You just try to figure out what the hell is happening. So if you have a drum in your head, go for the drums. Find an instrument, go for the drums. Um, if you just want to just play with different sounds, come into here, these little things, and you can just find something. So I'm gonna find something. Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm about to do, but I'm excited with the prospect of doing it. Now I typically gravitate towards strings, so this is strings. I'm gonna click on this, and I'm just gonna see if I can find something. I like violins, right? I don't know what the hell the difference is between VLS and VNS. I don't know, but I'm just gonna click on the first one. Marcato, pizzicato, tremolo, piz, long. So let's go with some long notes. No, let's try marcato, whatever the hell that is. So I'm gonna open that up. Okay, that sucks. So it looks like it just opened something that says marcato, but it didn't connect an instrument, which sucks. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Click on another one. I don't hear anything. I'm pushing the guitar. I'm pushing the piano, and there's nothing. I can see that it's recognizing a sound. Okay, good. So it just gave me a basic sound. Look. And we got the metronome on. If you're not familiar with the metronome, we'll get into this part down here. I'm gonna move my screen a little because it's in the way. You need to know this. So up to here, you can't see beyond that, which is fine because most of what happens down here is right here already. The stuff behind me that my little arrow is disappearing is really not that important. We'll get into it, but the main thing is here. So these numbers that are moving, they're showing you where you are on your track. There is one number you should see, okay? But we'll get back to that. So let's focus on right here. So the click, that's telling you how fast you go. I like to put the pre on because as soon as I start recording, it gives me a pre. It gives me some time to wait. Look, 1, 2, 3, and then it records, right? Opposed to just recording right away. So the pre is a good thing to keep click. Click is a good thing to have there. The loudness of the click, you hear that? Goes up, down. So I try to keep it pretty low because I like to know the metronome is there, but I don't want it impregnating my ears. Okay? So I keep it nice and low. And 120 is a general tempo, but it depends on how I feel. So I'll record sometimes at 120, be like, doo, 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 and then just change the tempo later. Or I may hear it at a certain sound or a certain speed, and I'll just adjust it later. So 120 is a good place to start. So the first thing we did was we went into here and we just opened the string and it opened one random string, right? Right? So let's see what I can do with this. All right, so we got the. So let me see if I can bring it a little further out. Right, whoops. I'm actually clicking on the wrong screen. Okay, so let me see if I can bring it a little bit further out. Right here, that came out there. So let's try this one. Okay. Okay, so now we got something. Okay, so I just clicked one from here. It was there. Second one is there. So I'm just going to run with this. Right? I like it. It's fine. It's simple. I'm able to get my point across. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to marry these two so they're not separate. Right? So now they're one. And I'm going to click on it. By having it as one, it moves together. They're eternally locked. Okay? No particular order. I just click two random sounds. Okay? So look. So I don't want to hear the metronome right now. It gave me an idea, but right now I'm going to turn it off. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to duplicate this the best way I can. Boom. So let's see if that works. Okay, good. So I'm going to put the R here. Oops. I wanted to, I guess I'm going to just do that. Perfect. Okay, so now. Right, so I got that basic sound. Now there's a million other ways to make a beat, and we'll play with the other ways. But this is part 2, and I'm just randomly clicking on stuff that I find in folders, and it just pops on to the actual sequencer. It worked. I added a second piece, and now I'm getting some sort of instrumentation, right? Now that I have that, I want to add something to it, right? So I want to give it like a bottom line, something under it. It's going to keep looping. See that clap? So now I'm looking for just a clap sound. Now that I have the violin, I didn't put any sound effects on it. I didn't do anything special to it. I'm just going to leave it. Okay? We have these things up here, which is the master section, the hardware interface. We'll get more into this at another time. Honestly, I don't spend a lot of time on it, but I probably should learn a little more about it. Because at this point, I just want to get into a sound. So we'll get back to this eventually if it becomes a real issue. But again, this is part 2, so we're going to work through it. Okay? I'm going to try to keep these videos as short as I can. We're already at an 8-minute point. So now that we have the... I want to clap. Right? So we went into strings and we just found the instrument. We clicked on one of these on the side. Let's see if we can find a drum or a drum machine. Okay? Thor patches, mouse drum, Kong, alligator, all effects patches. Let's go to the next one. Bass drums. But we need a clap. So we see something that says clap. Okay? Let's see what we can do with this one. Alright, so what I want to do is open another track. I want it to be separated. I want it to have some sort of separations, right? So I'm going to call this one string, just so I know. Okay, and at times I don't do this. I'm trying to be correct for y'all because I know I'm on camera, and I should be more organized, but that makes sense. You just name it string, and you know where it is. So now I want to add a clap, right? So I'm going to add an additional track. Let's see if we can add another track. I'm going to add a track this way, create audio track, or add a track this way. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, so now it's automatically going into this one. I don't want it there. I want it separate. Okay, so I'm trying to create a separate track, create an audio track. Let's go for audio track. Let's see if it'll just allow me to, good, copy and paste it. Okay, good. So let's see. I just moved it around, right? Okay, so the clap sounds good. I'm not picky. Let me see if I can put it a little further back. Okay, so right now I'm going to want to turn the clip back on because I want to feel where I want the clap to be. Okay, I'm going to bring this down so I don't have to keep listening to the whole thing, just so I can get the feel of it in the beginning. So that should have came already. So now it's not hitting where I want it to hit. So now because it's set to bar, which is the standard setting, it's too big. So I'm going to try to make it a little smaller so I can feel it a little bit better. Let's go to 135. Just so we have more flexibility to move it where we want to move it. Ooh! So right away, it's on point. I'm going to try to... So I like this. So I'm going to copy if it'll allow me to. There we go. So instead of copy, I'm just going to duplicate it. Boom, I got two of them. So let me see if I can line this up correctly. I'm going to play a little surgery, okay? See, that's too late. There we go. So now that I'm starting to get a basic drum, I don't want to click as much because every chance I get, I turn the click off. It is simply a template. It is a reminder to tell you where you are. Now that I feel it, I don't want to see it. Okay, so I did something I didn't mean to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up here to click Edit and Undo. I didn't mean to move that piece. I like it the way it is. What I'm trying to do is copy it and duplicate it. Okay, so there we go. Duplicate. Boom. So the other piece that was here, I'm going to move that. Let me see if that works. Move this out more. Actually, let me put it. I'm going to put it back to bar. I always try to keep it a bar so I don't forget myself. So let's go. And it's going to repeat too early, so I'm going to bring it back here. Uh-oh, too early. See? I already fucked it up. Too early. So I'm going to see if I can move this out a little more. And hopefully it just falls into place. If not, I got to play a little more surgery. And this is just a different way of doing it. Usually I just get right into the instrumentation. Okay, that should have came earlier, right? So now I got to play with this. This is surgery again. I'm going to go back to, let's say, 118. See if this helps me. Wait. I got to feel the other one. So now I'm going to turn the clip back on just so I know where I am. Okay. So good. I feel like the first part is good. I'm going to move the clap up a little more because it's clearly off. So I want to look at, see, that's the thing. I'm trying to copy and paste this exactly right here. So I shouldn't have to be doing this right now. It's a simpler way. Let me see. I think that's about right where that should be. Let's see. Yup. Okay, the clap needs to come sooner. Sooner than that. So I hope that's right. Let's try it again. Too late. So I got to push that up just a little bit more. Again, I'm at 1/8. Okay? You can put it at whatever you want. So the less you go down, the easier it is to kind of move it. If you can't get it within 1/8 or 1/16 or 1/04, then you go to 1/38 and you try to expand a little bit more. But it gets more difficult because it's smaller. Right? And you want to keep it as big as possible. Perfect. You see that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to save this as, okay, Reason 12 Part 1. This is technically Part 1, okay? The first one was the introduction. So I'm going to save this as Part 1. I like what I hear. I'm going to delete this because I feel like it's just in my way. But I'm also going to show you that move again, right? I'm going to duplicate. I want to consolidate these clips so they become one. I'm going to join the clips. And when they become one, I feel like it's easier to operate. So let's see. Now we still got the click on. I'm turning that off. It's annoying. Here we go. Okay, see, it's coming too early. I got to give this a little more space so it can kind of. So let me bring it back to where it was and bring it back to the bar. Okay, so it has more time to feel itself. I think at 5 it should be good. So I'm going to turn the click on just so you can hear it. Okay, so you can feel it. Now you see that? Now it's in sync. It feels good, like it's right. Now I'm going to get rid of the click. Okay, so that concludes part 1. Okay, the last video was the introduction. This is part 1. We're going to go into part 2. Okay, so we were able to cover a lot of these different things. There's a ton more we haven't covered yet, but I want to go step by step, and this is how we're making the beat. So we're going to focus on fixing and finishing this beat, and then we're going to do other ways later, but this is a general introduction. Okay, all right.